In the previous video on my 2002 Porsche 996, I managed to fix the coolant issue and ran the car up to temperature. Well, there you go. So she's nicely about 80 degrees now, and it's all holding up, and we've got no leaks. Also, I previously mentioned the sound of this exhaust, which is absolutely awful. Ow, it hurts my ears. Now, I'm planning on fixing exhausts later, and I'm going to build back better on those, so stay tuned with the channel for that fix. But while silencers are missing, that gives me a great big gap either side of the engine, which will give me a much better access to the ignition coils and spark plugs. So while I've got that good access, I'm going to give this car a full major service, and I mean a major service. And while I'm in there, while the plugs are out, I'm going to use my Boroscope to check whether we have the dreaded Boroscope on this car. Now, there is a light ticking from this engine. Not sure if you can hear it. It does appear to be coming from the bottom end. Which isn't good, to be honest. My worry is obviously Boroscope. Now, exhausts are absolutely clear. Look, we've got no smoke whatsoever coming out. Now, usually with the Boroscope, you're burning a bit of oil. I think the oil level is good. Don't know when it was last topped up, but it does seem good at the moment, so I'm not sure. And I've got my fingers crossed. Please, please, please do not have Boroscope. I don't know what I'm going to do with this car if it has got it. I've been through that with my 997 previously. I don't really want to go through it again. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So looking on the bright side, if I have not got Boroscope, I'm going to replace all of these parts. So yes, we are going to service everything. Obviously, we're going to have the plugs and ignition coils. We're going to do the air filter, the cabin filter, change the oil filter with the new sump plug. Change even the auxiliary drive belt, and while I'm in there, we're going to do the water pump and the thermostat, and that's a low temperature one, so it opens up at a low temperature, which apparently should help protect you against Boroscope. So to give myself full access to this car, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop these two wheels off at the back and put it up on axle stands. That gives me plenty of room to get in there and also get the cameras in to do some better videoing for you guys. Right, so as you can see, I've got loads of room in here because there's no exhaust silencers mounted. So I've got total access to get to the plugs and the ignition coils under here. Still got to get past this bracket though, but first thing to take off is this heat shield. Now, this bolt, it looks like it ain't going to come out, but we'll see. I've blasted it already with some penetration fluid. The other side is well rusty, but we'll see what we can do anyway. So it's a nice 10mm on here. Please don't snap. Oh, hey, whoa. I can't believe how easy that came out. Well, I'm surprised. I thought that was going to be a snapped off bolt straight away. But that's the good one. Right, so this is the bad one here. I reckon, guys, it's going to snap. Here we go. What? What? This must have been off before. That wasn't even tight. Is that going to tell me that the plugs and coils have been changed? We shall see. That's come off with half of the metal leg holding the bracket on. So I may need a new bracket, but that's fine. That shouldn't be a lot of cost. As I always do, and a good tip is, let's replace the bolts where they came from. So it gives us full access now to the ignition coils, which are here. Now, my research has shown that the cylinders count from the rear of the engine, from the left-hand side. So cylinder number 1 is the one to the rear of the engine, number 2 is the middle one, and number 3 is one to the front of the engine. So let's go start at number 1. And now we need to release the ignition coil. Wow, how you do this with the exhaust in the way, I don't know. So now we need to release the plug off the top, which, yeah, that's come off quite easy actually. And now I can turn this round a bit to enable me to remove the first coil. Right, so coil number 2, that's going to be one that's going to be the fun because it's so far behind this plate. Now the bottom one, such an angle to get in. Right, I'm in. So I'm using what they call wobble extensions. So the extensions have got a bit of a shape to them so that the socket will go on at a slight angle. And that really does make life a little bit easier when you're doing things like this. Right, so I need to unplug this one, which is, ooh, that's a bit higher to get to on that one. I should have unplugged this before I loosened it, shouldn't I? I can hear you all shouting at the screen now. There you go. Right, now this one is the fun one to get out, because you've got to really jiggle, but it does, in the end, go around the bend. Hey! And then it's on to the easiest one, which is number 3. Right, so I push the rubber cover up out the way, and you can see the way these work. All you do, you press down there, you hear that click. Now with that, should just come out there, like that. And then wobble this out. So now let me go get me spark plug socket. Right, so it's remove spark plug number 1. Now this is a 16mm socket. And this is a spark plug socket, so it's got a little rubber insert which holds the plug when it's released. Excellent. Okay, there we go. So that's spark plug number 1. That looks pretty good, that, actually. Yep, looks pretty clean. So number 2 is a nightmare because you've got the exhaust mounting bracket in the way here, so you can't get extension bars in. So what you need to do is take your socket and put that in just in the hole. Leave it just nicely there. Now take the shorter bar that I've got and connect that on to the end and push it down to cover the plug. Now we can get our wrench on the end of that, and hopefully it's not going to need too much. Yep, there you go. Came nice and easy. Now, fun part is getting all this out. Unscrew this as far as you can. When the plug's loose, now what you'll find is you can't get round the bend with your extension bar. So what I need to do is just remove the extension bar from the 16mm socket, like so. Now, you're going to need one of these magnets. So now I can go get the socket with the magnet, pull it out, and the plug's on the end of it. That's number 2 out. And again, number 2 looks pretty good as well. And number 3 is quite easy. You've got plenty of access for number 3. So push the bar in, crack it on, and unscrew. And that's number 3, which again is looking pretty good. So that's the left hand side all done. Let's go do the right hand side. And the other side's going to be exactly the same, so I'll just shoot through this. Yeah, looking good. Yep. That one does seem a little bit oily to the rest of them. Cylinder 4. Right, now I've got all those out. It's the dreaded time now for me. It's inspection camera time. So I'm going to start at cylinders 1, 2 and 3 to hopefully make myself feel a little better, because Boroscope seems to come on cylinders 4, 5 and 6. Unless it's really bad, then you may get it on 1, 2 and 3 as well. Oh well, here we go. Let's get the camera out. Let's check these out. Right, here we go then, guys. So, hello! This isn't the most expensive of cameras, but it should work, hopefully. Luckily, you can record and save the files on the camera. So that's what I'll do here, and we'll talk it through it. So, here we go. Let's go check. And let's start with cylinder number 1 on the left-hand side. Here we go. So this is cylinder number 1. Going in. Right. So I think that's pretty high, that piston. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to rotate the engine to hopefully lower that piston out the way. Okay, that's as low as I can get that piston. Let's have a look here now. So I'm looking on the walls there. Can't see any bore score on that side. Looking at the other side, and that looks pretty nice to me. So I don't see any scoring in cylinder 1. Right, let's check out cylinder 2. Cylinder 2 going in. Lower the piston. Okay, piston's at the lowest point. Can't see any scoring there either. Yep, that's looking good. Let's just check the other side. So that's the top of the piston, and again, there's no scoring there. Excellent. Cylinder 3. Again, let's move the piston out the way. I'm not seeing any scoring on the wall there. That's looking at the top of the piston. Let's look at the bottom. Looking in there, no, I can't see any scoring there. That's looking good. Yep. So piston 1, 2, 3, big thumbs up, they look okay. Oh, let's go do the dreaded 4, 5, 6. Right, so let's go check out number 4. So I think what I'm looking at, I can't see any Boroscope at the bottom there. Oh no. Oh, there we have it. Can you see them scratches, guys? We have the dreaded Boroscope there, look. Dear me. Cylinder 5. Okay, I can't see any obvious Boroscope at that side. And no score in there. Right, let's check cylinder 6. Right, so checking on 6. Nothing at that side. Let's go look at the other. And oh, there you go. Oh, look at that one. Ooh, nasty. All right. Yep. So that cylinder 6 is pretty bad. Well, that guy's just thrown a massive spanner in the works for me now. God. I mean, this engine's got to come out now and get fixed, hasn't it? And that's something I didn't want to do, because I know that it's going to be at least £10,000, if not more, to get all this done. And all the nuts and bolts that are going to shear off trying to do it. Oh my God. Not looking forward to this, but I certainly won't be doing the rest of the service, which I promised you in this video now. I ain't putting all that stuff in this engine when this engine's going to be coming out and we've got to get it sorted. But anyway, I've got to go away and think about this now, what I want to do now. I've got a few options. So one option is take the car to a local garage and let them do all the work, which I know is going to cost me at least 16,000. They're going to have to send the block off to High-Tech Motors to get that re-sleeved. And I know I've had that done with my 997, it cost me £16,000 because there's a massive amount of labour involved. Second option is I pop this engine out, strip it down as best I can and send it to High-Tech. Again, I mean, this I'm talking years ago when I did my 997. I think I'm still going to be in the thick end of 12 grand just getting them to do that. Or third option is I go looking for a replacement engine. Somewhere from a wrecker, something like that, a car that's been written off. But I really need to go with my Boroscope and go check that engine before I go buy it. So I'm going to go away and have a think because I don't know which option I'm going to do at the moment. And yeah, sad day for me. Maybe good for you guys, because if I do the engine, it's going to be some more decent content, isn't it? So to help me pay for a new engine, guys, I beg of you, please subscribe to this channel and please watch my videos and give me a thumbs up if you do like them. It all helps with the analytics and maybe get a little bit more income off YouTube, so I could maybe, just maybe, help pay for a new engine. Hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you on the next one. Until then, stay safe.